Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome back to some Banished. This is going to be the final episode of Banished here on the channel, probably for a while. I always come back to this game, so if you guys enjoy the series, definitely let me know. This is going to be a little bit different, right? I'm not going to do a speed build or anything like that this episode. Today, I just kind of want to go over where we started from and how this series kind of looks here at the end, so that you guys can kind of see the whole picture in one episode in a way. So the name of the series essentially was Banished Shipwreck. The reason for that is down there, the bottom left, you can currently see this is our starter village, but down there is a wrecked ship, and it is a modded start for Banished that comes with the Mega Mod Pack. And it's not something that I ever did before, so that's what we started with. Being shipwrecked, of course, the first settlers had to kind of make do with what they could. So we went with this kind of Nordic village layout. Something super basic, not really refined. It's just a whole bunch of hovels, some dirt paths going through, a palisade. We got your lumber gatherers at the top there, and also at the bottom right. We got our shrines, the stonework shrines kind of in the middle there. Some graveyards, and just some small bridges leading away, right? And this is where we started our grand journey across the countryside here. Trade depot and everything. And all of this turned out lovely and was a good footprint to start from. From here, our settlers decided that to break off, and maybe this area is getting a little too crowded, and they decided to go over and make a new town as well, right? So this is almost like a narrative arc, but maybe this town gets upgraded at the same time, but maybe we kept it like this just for the narrative's sake. So they head out this way. They start settling in the fields, growing crops, growing their food. Animal husbandry took over. We started getting some animals in, and the first real colonial style village kind of sprung up, with actual stone roads along the main streets, proper schools, some shanties, yes, but overall this is a upgrade from just a Nordic thatch roof coverings, right? We got dock works going, fishing is working, we got lumber mills, we have large barns to store resources. Again, we still have the little villages kind of attached onto the side as figure pieces to help gather resources and maintain the flow of items. The first proper stone church was constructed. The first town hall was constructed. And this town, being so close to a hillside in kind of a mountainous little spot here, they decided that we wanted to cover the whole swath of the ore collection in the region. So that's their main trade good: ore, clay, bricks. It's those type of industrial needs that this town fills for the general broader area. So much iron comes out of this area. It's a little crazy. We have so many mines. Some of them are depleted, but they can be upgraded, and we can just keep getting more and more stuff out of here. They even built like a little tunnel through the mountain ways so that they could go on the backside to get more ore, or work their way towards the third settlement of the region. This one, very similar to the previous one, a little bit more built up, a little bit different. This village wanted to focus a little bit more on lumber production. So you're going to see a lot of lumber mills along the water. You're going to see even some coopers, barrel makers, crate makers. We got a whole bunch of wood choppers here, planks galore. They're surrounded by a lot of forestry items, even some orchards, a little bit more of an impressive church area, all detailed through. a little bit of a dock, a little less shanty looking than the other one. This is more like just a shoreline feature. They start growing their own rice to help supplement their food because they are quite far away from our farmland. Nice little shore houses and orchards springing up and in medical areas. It's just lovely to see multiple cities. I know a lot of people when they play Banished, they go in and they make one large settlement, which we'll get to, showing off how the final one turned out. But a lot of people will build something up about this size and call it done. We've built many of this size, it seems. So this was village number 3 that sprung up, and you can see, wow, okay, what is going on here? We have about 120 nomads that just want to move in all willy-nilly, you know. That's fine. We'll look at the overall town stats in a moment. We got some barges pulled up on the shore. You know, just the little details, little villages also springing up along the countryside. So that kind of covers this, I guess this is the east. Let's go ahead and look at the west through some of the little villages that sprung up here. This one, why are they not replanting? I haven't looked in this area in a while, so for some reason, why am I not surprised that they're not replanting? No, they are. They're just taking their sweet time. All right. Next proper settlement is this one over here in the west. This is the stone quarries and a lot of the brickwork, tile work, glass work using sand. These guys produce a lot of that sculptural work. You know, things that our minds weren't just gathering for us. It's a lot more of that additional craftsmanship that we need to get the upper tier built for the actual cities. So this provided a lot of those materials for us. They also had orchards. They had their own, you know, forestry as well to help supplement. Pretty much every single one of my little settlements here I try to make them self-sufficient in a way, because having this trade of people go in between places, Banished is not really designed for it. So you know, you make your markets and things very self-sufficient up to a certain point, right? You probably want around 80% self-sufficiency and trade the 20% extra, and you'll be fine. Another town hall here. Not 120 people waiting on this one. A little bit of an angled side street, back streets, things like that. Nice little graveyard. We got another little village on the outskirts as well. And then if you follow the road back all the way through to the starting nomadic tribe and over through into the farmlands, which go quite a ways, this provides almost all the food for us in this general area. You know, all these farm fields. You reach our final little village that we constructed, and this one was just a farming community. Okay, so this one is just help centralize some farming, gathering, food production, so that you know, these people here that were living out in the middle of nowhere didn't have to walk too far to, say, go to a church, right? Or go to a market. We got some wagons kind of set up here to kind of represent how mobile these people represent over in this area. And, you know, a little bit of a school. So they kind of settled down, maybe, you know, started doing some beekeeping as well, gathering, forestry, all that lovely good stuff. Nice basic kind of stone church as well. And we just got more farmland. So this whole area is covered in it. And then here we are. This is the city. This is the full thing. If you guys have been keeping up with the series, I know, you know, it's been a while since I uploaded. This is the garden district. This is the final little bit that was made here recently. We got the full governmental offices from, we got Colonial Hall, we got a courthouse, we have a governor's office here to kind of represent a more colonialized upper class. In the back, we have a bit of a fort. We got a little bit of a plaza that's under construction back here. That it may be a garden space or a parade space, who knows what's exactly this is supposed to represent. I just figured I just kind of needed a space filler, and I think that kind of sufficed. Some barracks as well, and some tents for some troops. We got retaining walls going all the way along the shore. A nice, local big tree. Some boats pulled up along the side. And this is all called the Garden District because there's a lot of hedge work here. A lot more greenery than the rest of the city. More shipyards, things like that. We got nice little red trees to break up the area here. Own maybe an upper class blacksmith and tailoring hut. More row homes. Just all the row homes that you could fit in this area is what we're trying to do for the most part there. So this whole quadrant is done now. As you can see, it looks rather nice, I think. I even went in and laid down an individual tile for like greenery back here because this was a lot of water, and without these green tiles being placed, it was just going to be dirt, probably about this shade, and that wouldn't have looked good. So I had to go in and put grass down everywhere, which was surprisingly time consuming. Okay, so let's see what else we got. We got the lower end district. This is kind of the most dense area with the most industrial portion of the city. Even like little alleyways with little back end market stalls. A lot of things just kind of crammed together here to make it look really good. The canal system we never got working. Not once did a boat go through here. I've been told many times that boats can, but alas, in my testing and the way that this is set up, they don't seem to be doing so. Over here is what I consider kind of the old town district. We got a nice, probably the second best looking church in the current mod pack here over on this quadrant. We got an old dock set up. We got plenty of fancier row homes, but also some lower tier ones along the edge. A little bit of industry along the side, and then in the original church of the city that was burned out due to some sort of accident many years ago. So the ruin is just kind of left here at that point. All right. So that covers that district. The northern district, this is kind of like the port district. A lot of warehouses up here, a lot of docking spots for a lot of the tall ships. A little bit more industrial things. We have a big blast furnace, for example. Some more coopers and crate makers and barrel makers, things like that. A cooper is a barrel maker, by the way. For those of you who don't know, that's what they're called. Additional homes, little alleyways tucked in there. We got our wonderful market, and it just is the center of town. That's everything. That's the whole save. Something I do want to show you guys is how this looks on like a world map. So the mod pack does have a extra large map here, and this is a good representation of how much area we have consumed in all these episodes. I forgot to go up to this little village, but it's just another supplemental village. The city is absolutely massive. The map does not update based on new terrain, so you can see how much of it would have been in water. I got a comment the other day that this was basically Banished Venice edition, due to the canals and how much water we filled in. I would agree, I would say, with that opinion there. It's an absolutely massive city surrounded by farmland and other little villages around here. And this is really only half the map in use. This is an extra large map, so it's pretty huge. one of the main reasons this is coming to an end, though. I've built just about everything that I wanted to in the mod pack, but also I can't turn up the sim speed past 2 times, when normally you can go up to 10 times, and it just takes them way too long to build. In fact, some of the stuff here in the city was placed down in creative mode just because I didn't want to wait for it all. Otherwise, I would have to leave the game running for hours. So, hey, there you go. That's just how it goes sometimes. The Globe Theater works. This gives us currency, by the way, which we can use as just a base trade good, which tends to do pretty well, surprisingly. Let's look at some of the final city stats. So overview, we have a total of 1751 citizens. We're at 78% educated because I just accepted a whole bunch of immigrants lately, just get a whole bunch of laborers influx in there. We have gone 176 total years from the first shipwreck all the way to here, to building castles and governors and courthouses. Their happiness is almost maxed out. Their health is pretty much maxed out. Production wise, that's not really too interesting. What's the most thing that we have in here? We have a lot of plum. We have a lot of venison. Beef. We have a lot of food items for the most part, and that makes sense. Food and tools and clothing are the most important things to focus on, probably in that order. From there, we got graphs. This is the population as of late. You can see that it's pretty much stable, just a nice flat line. If we look at a range of 100 years, this is not going to give you the full story of our population here, but you can see many dips going up and down. These are from generational things. These are from food issues. All that kind of crazy stuff. This massive spike here is when I started accepting nomads, because probably 50 years ago in the game we just crashed. We had a massive food shortage, just absolute massive food shortage. Nomads, no nomads. I didn't do a whole bunch of trading for a whole bunch of different goods. I probably could have set that as a goal, but we didn't do it. So yeah, that's it. That is the full city. I think it looks really good. It's probably the best city that I've ever made in Banished, and the most functional, which is good. So I consider this a nice success, and I hope you guys do as well. Something that I do want to do here before we go. Let me go ahead and turn on the game speed again, so you can see how choppy it is. Like this is how fast it runs. And if I turn it up to 2 times speed, it's literally the same, just about. And if I go to 5 times, it just starts dying, and 10 times is even worse. I think I'm getting like 4 FPS right now, or something like that. So this is why, don't build on an extra large map. Maybe build on something slightly smaller. Might be good. I love all the people coming and going into the city, though. It's really cool. Something that I want to do is, if I go to the debug menu, this is apparently where you turn on 0 build costs and things like that. It's in the mod pack. I want to see if I can start a fire in this town. I kind of want to see how they deal with it. There we go. Because we have disasters turned off. There we go. Starting a fire right downtown. There's actually a lot of water near here. So, honestly, like with this one in the canals, I don't think a fire would do a whole bunch. Oh, this next building next to it caught on fire. So it's spreading. I kind of want to see what they do. I mean, they're getting water right here, so they should be able to put this one out pretty quick. And there's a lot of them. Holy cow, the fire brigade has arrived, haven't they? There's also There's some water pumps in the backyards of things where they can go and get some fire. It's not really spreading from these two buildings. So that's kind of interesting. I would have expected a lot more. Like for it to maybe take out a block. Well, you know, we can always fix that. Let's just go ahead and spam the crap out of this. Do we have any more fires in town? Okay, yep. High Garden's on fire. This is the Great Fire of year 176. All of these are on fire now. Anything else? Interested to see where this spreads to, if it spreads. So from there, maybe, okay, so some farmland is on fire. Village is on fire. Now everyone's gonna be freaking out and running around and trying to put it out. This town's just untouched, isn't it? Just a couple little fires here. Let's turn on the map. It'll be faster. Okay, something's on fire in this area. I mean, our population is so huge, I wouldn't be surprised if honestly we didn't lose hardly anything. Oh, we lost one building, but they contained it to that one building. I'm honestly impressed. How about back over here? These are still on fire. Okay. Still on fire there. Well, this one was put out. Alright, our people can handle fires, it looks like, pretty well. We only lost the buildings that actually were caught on fire. They didn't really spread anywhere else. This town's suffering a little bit. Let's get 160 fire brigade people hired real quick. We'll see what they do. See if they help out a little bit. Yeah, and this is a remote village, so I'm not surprised there. This one's also remote, so if this spreads, I wouldn't be surprised. This one's not really spreading either. Okay, so fire, pretty contained. Pretty contained. One final one though is we gotta have a tornado. No clue where it is. Oh. Okay, so we got a water spout. That's not really gonna hit anything, is it? Let's try this again. I want one to go through the whole city. Come on. Oh. There we go. There we go. Will it not cross water? I'd be surprised if it didn't. Oh. Oh no. Ah, lovely. Lovely. All the little dings. Just so many people getting destroyed right now. So it's kind of following along the river bend here. And you can see this is why I do not play with disasters turned on. This would set us back and would make this game a bit of a slog just because of how slow the sim speed would have to be on right there. How about these ones? Oh, we got a tornado coming over this way. Nothing really over there. Nordic Village is fine. Again, you know, a lot of these villages, they're just kind of tanking it. From a population standpoint, we went from 1,700 down to 50, you know, that's not bad. For how many fires there were and multiple tornadoes, that ended up being not too bad. Final one. Let's just, yeah, sure. We'll Well, yellow fever too, and tuberculosis. Sure, all the disease. Oh, there's still a tornado coming into the back end. All right. Log? Yeah, everyone's just dying to tornadoes right now. It's actually pretty crazy out there. Taking out our Stonehenge. And just about everything else. We got 7 people sick. That's honestly not that bad. So, tell you what, guys. That's it. That's it for Banished. If you guys enjoyed the episode, or the series in general, definitely let me know. We're going to be moving on to some other games now, and checking to see what else is out there on the interwebs. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more fun, creative goodness such as this. Hit that like button, and we'll see you all in the next one.